Let's come to the election. You're running for president. I mean, do you genuinely have any belief you could win? What is your real purpose for running?
Yeah, so I have three missions. So let me tell you the first one, which is Joe Biden's going to lose, and I need to push him out. He's at 33% right now. No one has ever recovered from being that low as an incumbent for any federal office, let alone president. He's down 14 points with independents. He's down 4 points with younger voters. He's down 5 points with Latinos. It is a disaster for Joe Biden. And right now, if we don't get him out, we are definitely going to lose to Donald Trump. He's losing every single swing state. We have to act now to get new candidates in, and that's mission number one.
He would say, I beat him last time.
Look, Piers, I can give you 100 stats, but the bottom line is, no one with an approval rating this low has ever won for any federal office when they were this far down in an election season. That means Joe Biden would have to pull off literally the greatest political comeback in American history. Does anyone in their right mind think he's capable of that? There's no way he can do it.
How much of Biden's unpopularity is specific to his age? In other words, if it was Gavin Newsom, who was currently the incumbent president, with the record that Biden has had in the last 3 years, would he be polling much higher?
So, yes and no. A lot has to do with his age. 77% of Americans have said that they are concerned that he will not be healthy enough to finish a second term. But that is not the only issue. So in office, how is he done? You know, people say, oh my God, he did more than a normal Democratic president. That is a very low bar. Democratic presidents barely try. So did he do most of his agenda? No. 85% of his agenda is dead, and there's no dispute over that.
It's incredible to people outside of America that Donald Trump, who lost last time, has been pretty much a consistent loser in the electoral process since 2016. He's now facing nearly 100 criminal charges, and yet all that has done is fuel him and make him more popular, allow him to play the victim and see his poll numbers go up. What does that say about America and your political system?
So Donald Trump deserves almost all the criticism that he gets, and he breaks so many laws that he floods the zone. And then you don't know what to respond to because he says something maniacal here, he broke that law there, he's a lifelong criminal, etc. But the number one issue is the one that the media doesn't talk about, which is he's anti-establishment. That's why people like him. Democrats underestimate him at their peril, and they do it over and over again. So there's three issues here. One is, yes, he did do all those things, and sometimes the Democrats overreach anyway, right? Number two is what you're pointing out, which is that he's telegenic. He not in terms of looks, but in terms of he's entertaining.
He's charismatic.
Yes, and what Democrats don't understand is, sorry, but politics is now all media wars. That's what it is. Where do people get the information on who they're going to vote? Media, some form of media. Not necessarily mainstream media, but some form of media. So you have to engage in the media wars. And Trump is fantastic at engaging in the media wars. He goes to wherever the cameras are. He grabs the spotlight. What does Biden do? Biden made his first speech against Trump just a couple of days ago. What are you waiting for, brother? He's done 200 speeches in the time that you've done one. That is a colossal media advantage and hence a colossal political advantage. But the third part of it is he's giving a giant middle finger to the establishment. Now, I don't want Donald Trump to win. I'm in this race. Why do I want to knock Biden out? Because I don't want him to lose to Trump.
If Biden is the candidate, do you think Trump wins if he wins the Republican nomination?
It's near 100%. So look.
And what would that mean for America?
Disaster. Total, epic disaster.
Even Republicans who don't support Trump are now supporting him in large numbers because they believe the Democrats have overreached in the way that he's being prosecuted. And I can understand that. It's the same way they try to take him off the ballot. My first reaction was, why would you do that? All that does is make him more popular. And by the way, the Supreme Court inevitably will throw this out anyway.
There's still folks that I have a lot of adjectives for, I'll try to keep it under control, that still say 91 indictments. Well, all it's done is made him more popular.
Yes.
When are you going to get it through your thick, thick skull that people don't think like you do? So this normal person who's a liberal in Washington is like, well, I am outraged and I would never vote for anyone with 91 indictments. Yeah, brother, but you're not the average voter. The average voter doesn't see it that way and hasn't seen it that way, and the polling has showed it for nearly a year.